If you didn't already know, yoga means union of body and mind. So to find the right yoga practice that is uniting to you and can foster a deeper connection to your body and mind can either take some trial and error, and it may differ from day to day or as your practice deepens. So today on Yoga with Paige, we are going to look at a few of the more common styles of yoga, especially the ones that you can find online, and talk about the benefits of them, what the practice kind of looks like, a little bit of details, so that you can try to choose the practice that would benefit you the most and find that connection for yourself. And you may find that a lot of these sound good to you and you kind of want to practice a mix of different styles. That is completely okay. I do the same thing as well. If you practice with me here on this channel, you know that I kind of vacillate between different styles of yoga, and I even kind of combine them sometimes, making little yoga hybrid practices. I believe that you can mold this practice to fit your unique needs. And that is why I am always kind of trying to invite you to explore, find some more exploration in your practice and make it your own. Make it what you need it to be. It doesn't really matter what style it is or if it's not a style at all. Other than more traditional styles on Yoga with Paige, you will find some Vin to Yin classes where we mix faster paced and then cool it down. We even have some yoga dance fusion classes because my background is a dancey background and I like some flowy, some creative kind of classes sometimes. So don't think that you have to choose one and stick with it, or that you need to fit in any sort of box or mold that you believe a yoga practice should be, and start listening to your own intuition. So one of the first super common types of yoga is Vinyasa Yoga, where the focus is linking breath to movement. So it's a flowier style of yoga, and it kind of mirrors life. So we find the transitions in between poses kind of can, if you think of that quote, it's about the journey, not about the destination. So it helps you mirror body and mind and kind of take your practice off of the mat, because some of the mental aspects that you find throughout your yoga practice, and even the physical ones, controlling your movement and things, you can find off the mat as well. Going with the flow of life, learning to kind of control your bodily movements and move more in tune with your body. So that's a big one for me. Vinyasa is about connection to your own internal rhythm, your own pace, because you are trying to link a movement with your own breath. So if you're trying to match somebody else's pace, you probably won't be moving in conjunction with your own breath, and that is the whole point, to find this union. So if you like a higher intensity kind of exercise and more movement in your practice, this might be the one for you. And it does have, some studies have been done that it does show to help with anxiety, depression, improve your sleep, and reduce your blood pressure. The second one we will be talking about is Hatha Yoga. And the word Hatha comes from Sanskrit meaning force. Now, this is not force in your physical body, like forcing yourself to do something that doesn't feel good. It's more about a mental force. Kind of talking about intensity and consistency. So forcing yourself to show up, to be consistent and stick with your practice. This style of yoga helps to restore balance to the body. This is kind of a major theme with Hatha Yoga, is balance of the body through the physical 7 chakras, which are the 7 energy points, the concentrated energy points within our body that run up and down. And then as well as mental balance. So as you're flowing through your Hatha sequence, you are uniting body and mind. Hatha Yoga is kind of a catch-all for physical forms of yoga because various different schools of yoga kind of derive from Hatha Yoga. So it's kind of more of an umbrella term, and then Ashtanga, Iyangar, a few of these things kind of fall under the umbrella of Hatha Yoga, as Hatha Yoga involves asana, pranayama, and dhyana, which is meditation. So you can probably think of a few different styles of yoga that include all of those three. So if you're looking for more balance in your life, this is a great practice for you. It does help to de-stress, and over time you will find yourself staying physically fit as you deepen your consistency in your practice. Ashtanga Yoga is a direct offshoot from Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, and it is a style of yoga that is kind of different from the other ones. It consists of a series of about 6 postures that the student is taught, and then the student doesn't flow with everybody else in the class. It's more of a personal journey. So you're learning in your own pace, you progress in your own time. There are certain schools that do not allow you to progress to different poses until you have met or gotten good enough, I guess, in the one prior. And this style of teaching does require a lot of training. It is more kind of vigorous and intense, especially in the focus aspect. You will be repeating a lot of the same poses, so it is good for people who really like repetition or structure. Yin Yoga is a slower pace of yoga that focuses on holding each posture for a minute at least, a lot of times more than a minute. So you're really getting deep flexibility. The focus is on increasing your circulation and your flexibility to your joints, because holding these poses for minutes at a time really start to target down into your deep connective tissue or your fascia. So as you release and use your breath to help yourself relax more into this posture, you are targeting your deep connective tissues and really allowing yourself to open up and release things in your body, get everything recirculating. This style of yoga really uses a lot of props, bolsters, and blankets specifically to help you find the most comfortable position of the posture where you can really fully release. So it is great for muscle recovery. If you've had a really intense workout or a training or something, it'll really, really help you release those tight, tense muscles. And it is a great de-stressor, stress reliever. It is also a really good practice for your mind. If you are a person who tends to fidget a lot and wants to kind of keep moving, it's a really good chance to practice stillness and just allowing yourself to be and not have to do anything, go anywhere at that time. My first yin practice, I found it very, very hard. It was one of the harder yoga classes I've ever taken because I was not used to letting myself be still. It felt so weird. I remember I kept opening my eyes and like peeking at the teacher. I was like, have you moved? Did I not hear you? Like, can we move yet? And it really takes some time for some people to ease in, but if you struggle with that, it might be an indicator that you need more rest and you need more of these meditative practices. This is also a great balance for Vinyasa, which is why I have some of these hybrid classes like Vin to Yin, Yin and Yang, where we heat up the body first, find some movement, and then we really cool it down, focusing on holding stretches for a long period of time. So this style of yoga is great for people who have pain in the hips or the lower back, as you really target deep into the muscle tissue and can help to relieve some of that chronic pain. And as I said, it is a beautiful stress reliever as well, helps reduce anxiety and stress from your day. If you're looking for a slower practice, this is the one for you. Now, restorative is very similar to Yin Yoga. It uses props as well, and you hold the postures for a while. But one of the key differences is how long you hold the poses. So Yin Yoga, you can hold them from a minute, maybe up to about 5. But Restorative Yoga, you hold them for a long time. You can even hold a posture for up to 20 to 30 minutes. And in some of these classes, you will only be going through a few different postures. You could have an hour-long class with only 5 different poses. And it is okay to kind of relax and take a little nap. Sometimes teachers will do some meditations or have some like singing bowl sounds or nature sounds in the background. It is really almost like a nice nap. And the focus on this style is to down-regulate the nervous system. So holding postures for a minute or 2 in Yin focuses on the deeper tissues, but holding them for 30 minutes really allows yourself to mentally calm down and you start to down-regulate the nervous system. So this is a great practice for anybody struggling with anxiety or a large amount of stress and needs help to relax and chill out. Iyangar Yoga was founded by BKS Iyengar and is an alignment and posture focus-based class practice stemming from the roots of India. So it is a very historical Eastern type of practice where it is very, very alignment-based and postural-based. That is your whole focus on achieving the exact correct alignment, and it uses a lot of props as well. Sometimes even kind of go off the blocks, bolsters, and blankets, the classical props, and use the wall, chairs, park benches as well. It definitely differs from teacher to teacher, and this requires a lot of training as well. So because in this style of yoga we hold the postures and focus on the alignment so much, this is great for pain relief. If we have pain in the back, in the hips, in the shoulders, because of the focus on alignment, your posture is very, very correct, and it helps to kind of reverse bad posture or kind of stretch out and decompress, so it can help relieve some pain. And there have actually been some studies conducted on it actually targeting and helping reduce some diseases. Power yoga is similar to Vinyasa Yoga, but it is a quicker, more fast-paced, kind of focusing on working out. It's kind of like yoga cardio. So it's less regimented, you kind of have more freedom to explore, and you might find more untraditional postures than some of these other styles of yoga. So it is a lot of core-focused exercises, and you will find a lot of muscle tone and strength building throughout this style. And power yoga does not have to be hot yoga. That might be kind of a misconception that we can begin to banish in the yoga community. It can be hot, but it does not have to be. So if you're looking for a more rigorous, fast-paced style of yoga, you want to use it as kind of a workout instead of a spiritual practice, then this might be the style for you. And the last style of yoga that we will be discussing today is aerial yoga. So this is a relatively new type of yoga, but it is quickly gaining some traction. You've probably heard of it already. But we do flow through some traditional postures, but with the aid of a nice silky hammock that is suspended from the ceiling. So this is a really playful, fun, exploratory type of practice. It can be challenging or it can be relaxing depending on the teacher and what they deem the class to be. It can be a really, really fun way to try some postures or get into poses that may not be accessible to you or comfortable in your normal practice, say inversions. So if you can't do a headstand or a handstand, you will be able to try one by wrapping your legs around the silks and inverting yourself with the guide, of course, to help you so we can release some of that fear, have some fun, and just get the blood reversing back up to the head. I was actually very surprised to find when I first tried aerial yoga how strength building it was and how strength requiring it was. And if you're doing a calmer, more relaxing class, you probably won't really be using that much strength as much as the more challenging, like fun workshops and things. But to pull yourself up onto the silks requires a lot of upper body strength. You are activating and engaging your core the entire time. So it's a great fun way to tone your muscles, find some strength, explore some new postures, get the blood circulating back, and it is so great to decompress the spine, especially if you can get upside down and hang. It's a great way to kind of pull the spine out, a reversal of the compression, like when we're sitting, like here. I love to do this at the gym. I hang on those bars and I try to do it for about 30 seconds and I can feel it pulling out in my lower back. So if you're looking for a more non-traditional form of yoga, or if you're looking to kind of start understanding proprioception, how your body feels in space, this can be a really fun way to explore and have some fun. So after hearing those few styles, there are many, many more. We did not cover all of them. Listen to your gut, which ones kind of jumped out at you, and maybe finding the practice or practices that will benefit you the most, especially depending on why you practice. If it's more of a spiritual practice, if it's more for pain relief or a workout, some of these might be fun to play with, especially if you haven't given them a shot before. And I would love to know which ones sound interesting to you or which ones you're willing to go out and try now. Leave it in the comment section below. And also, if you have any feedback or opinions on the styles of yoga that we do here on Yoga with Paige. I know we have a mix of gentle stretching versus some workouts and some different things, kind of yoga dance fusion, just some random stuff. So I would love to hear from you and what your favorite classes have been if you have practiced with me on the mat. I hope this was a little beneficial in the educational department for you today and maybe kind of cleared up some things on which style you prefer. Maybe you didn't even know which style you've been practicing this whole time. So thank you for joining me on Yoga with Paige, and I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great rest of your day.